As much as women may not want to hear this information, it is very important to educate women so that they have a better understanding of what is happening with their bodies and why it is happening. So recurrent infection is probably one of the biggest headaches that a lot of women, young and old, tend to deal with. And although there are different root causes for infection, I can tell you that sex, unprotected sex especially, is the biggest culprit for recurrent infection. Why? Because oftentimes when you are having unprotected sex and you have some sort of imbalance, you've actually passed that off to your partner, whether that's yeast, whether that's bacteria, whether it's some other sexually transmitted infection, right? Usually, if the woman notices that she has some type of imbalance and she goes to her doctor and gets medication to take care of it, or she comes to a company like Forever Fresh and purchases products to take care of the infection, she may truly have gotten the infection out of her system, only to turn around and engage in sex with her partner for her partner to give it right back to her. Because while she has cleared it from her system, her partner has not. So oftentimes, the women may feel like the medication isn't actually working, or they don't understand why the infection is coming back, when it's truly a matter of recontamination. And unfortunately, you're going to have doctors that'll tell you a man can't get vaginitis, so he can't give it to you. A man can't get a yeast infection, so he can't give it to you. I mean, when you truly think about those statements, just critical thought, common sense will tell you that when you're passing bodily fluids with someone, you're transmitting things from one another. So in the same way that a person can give you a disease, they can give you a yeast infection. A guy can't give you vaginitis. So don't think that because a man doesn't have a vagina that he can't hold on to that type of infection and pass it back to you. And again, that is usually what is happening with these recurrent infections. I didn't intend on taking too much time with this particular video, but I did want to touch on urinary tract infections before I close this video out. Because oftentimes, women who are suffering from recurring UTIs aren't making the connection that sex is actually contributing to the urinary tract infection as well. So what happens is your vaginal ecology always has a degree of bacteria present. Once imbalance occurs, that bacteria has an opportunity to grow out of control, right? While you're having sex, the friction and the heat from the sex can cause that bacteria to multiply. And then if the sex is somewhat rough, which, no judgment, but a lot of women prefer really rough sex, from a vaginal health standpoint, that isn't really the best decision for women to be making, because the guy is literally pushing bacteria deeper inside of you, and it is easier for that bacteria to travel to your urinary tract. Remember, bacteria is able to move. It isn't stationary.